Okay, so North Korea. Usually you think parades, maybe isolation, right? But luxury beach resorts. Today we're diving into something that feels, well, like a paradox. This brand new Wonsan Kalma tourist zone. It's on the East Coast, and it's not just, hotel. It's huge, a massive development for 20,000 people. Our mission today is really to unpack what the surprising project tells us about North Korea's strategy, where it might be heading.
It really is quite something because this one project, it gives us a pretty unique window into their broader ambitions. For a country most people see as totally closed off. So we'll pull out the key insights from what we've read, help you understand what this rather unusual move means for their economy, and maybe more importantly, how they're engaging or perhaps planning to engage with the world.
Exactly. That's the core of it. And our sources, they paint this really vivid picture. One's on Colma. I mean, it sounds absolutely colossal. Gleaming new hotels, infrastructure for a massive number of people. North Korean state media, KCNA, they've actually called it the flagship resort.
Mm.
And they explicitly said it's just the first step. More like this are planned across the country.
Yeah, and the opening wasn't low-key either. Kim Jong-un was right there,
Yeah.
which signals just how important this is nationally. He called it the proud first step in boosting their travel sector. Even said it would, quote, play a leading role in establishing the tourist culture there, calling it one of the greatest feats of the year. Well, that's more than just talk. It frames this whole thing as a strategic win, a major national investment.
Right. So clearly a huge undertaking presented as this big national achievement. But okay, given all that investment, who are they actually hoping will come? Is this genuinely about opening up to global tourists, or is there something else going on?
That really is the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Yeah.
Officially, they say it's for foreign visitors, eventually.
Yeah.
But what our sources strongly suggest is an initial, very deliberate focus on the domestic market first. It could be a multi-layered thing, maybe normalizing luxury tourism inside North Korea first, perhaps trying to head off any internal complaints about where resources are going.
Hmm.
And, it lets them iron out the kinks operationally before they face international scrutiny. It's like a controlled experiment.
That makes sense. Sort of a dry run, tightly controlled. But then, okay, if it starts domestic, how do they actually plan to, make that jump to international visitors? Because a place this big,
Yeah,
it seems unlikely it can survive just on North Koreans visiting, right?
exactly right. It
Yeah.
can. Which does raise the question of how they see this global integration happening. KCNA did report Russian tours are supposed to start soon, late July. And another official mentioned keeping an eye on Chinese tourist numbers potentially coming back. That's significant because before the pandemic, Chinese visitors were like over 90% of everyone going there. But here's the crucial part you need to remember. North Korea hasn't actually lifted its blanket ban on foreign visitors from COVID. Not fully. So yeah, it's ambitious, but actual international access beyond these specific, very limited groups,
Yeah.
it's still pretty restricted.
Okay, so let's just quickly recap that for you. We're seeing North Korea pour massive resources into tourism with this Wonsan Kalma resort, really ambitious goals, direct backing from Kim Jong-un himself, but it looks like a very careful, phased rollout, starting mostly domestic, then maybe specific international groups like Russians. And all this while the main border restrictions are technically still in place.
hmm Which brings us to a pretty compelling final thought for you to mull over. You've got this resort, huge scale, stated global aims, but access right now is tiny, very controlled. So what does this first step, as they call it, really tell you about North Korea's evolving dance with the outside world? What's its real vision for the future? Is this a genuine economic opening or more of a symbolic gesture, highly managed? What does that tricky balance between development and openness suggest about their long-term game plan? Something to think about.